So the Buffalo Bills gave their wide receiver Shakir a brand new contract. In my opinion, he's probably one of the most underrated wide receivers in the NFL. Does he put up monster numbers? No, but I feel like he's always a reliable target for Josh Allen. And every time I watch the Bills, I feel like he's always making some nice plays every single game. So his new deal is a 4-year extension. The contract is worth up to $60.2 million and includes 32 mil guaranteed. So that's a pretty good deal, and he's going to be with the Bills until the 2029 campaign. So I think it's a win for both parties for sure. I feel like that's a pretty fair contract, and at the same time, he's definitely making a pretty penny. So I think it's a win-win. Let me know if you agree with me. Do you think that was a good signing or not? Curious to hear. And this past year, he was Josh Allen's favorite target. He led the Bills with 100 targets and 76 receptions. He also had 821 receiving yards this past year and only 4 touchdowns. So yeah, man, he's going to be with the Bills for a lot longer. He's locked in. And I think that's good for Kean Coleman too, just because I feel like he has a lot of potential. And in his first year in the NFL, he did show some flashes. But I think having Shakir to kind of show him the ropes again for another consecutive year, I just feel like it's always important to have guys who have been in the league for a minute to always be around younger wide receivers. I just think that's critical for their development to be consistent pros on a daily and weekly basis. And I'm really excited to see what Coleman has to offer in his sophomore year because there's a lot of potential there, man. There's a lot of potential. I feel like he could be a low-key top 25 wide receiver one day. And I'm excited to see what he can do in 2025. Now, also for the Bills, James Cook is due for a contract. He recently said that he doesn't want to be a cancer in the locker room, even though he is trying to pursue a contract extension. And it's reported that he could be one of the highest paid backs in the league, going for 15 mil a year. That'd definitely be pretty good for James Cook. I know he's had a couple pretty good seasons, the last few. I'm curious to see if he could have another good year in 2025, but they should definitely pay him. Absolutely. I think there's no question about that. And he was easily the best player in the AFC Championship game when they were playing the Chiefs. For some reason, Joe Brady just abandoned the run game and abandoned James Cook in that second half of that game. I feel like if he would have given James Cook an extra 10 to 15 carries in the second half, who knows, maybe it would have been a different result at the end of that game. So I'm sure they'll get a deal done at some point this offseason. Let me know if you think James Cook deserves to be one of the highest paid backs in the NFL, or do you think it's a bit too premature? Let me know in the comments below. And also, they have Amari Cooper as a pending free agent too. I don't think they'll really re-sign him. I'd be kind of surprised. Maybe if Amari really wanted to come back to Buffalo, I could see him kind of taking a cheap deal. But I totally expect him to go to another team. He didn't really have that big of an impact on the Bills as they probably thought he would. Definitely made some plays for sure, but he really wasn't a consistent target for Josh Allen. Maybe if they have a full training camp together, full offseason together, I'm sure his production would probably go up. Or, I don't know, like maybe he was going through some stuff off the field. It's never easy to be traded halfway through an NFL season and to be like super productive. So, I've always been a big fan of his game. I still feel like he has some gas left in the tank for sure. So wherever he ends up, whether it's in Buffalo or with another team, definitely going to be tuning in to see what he can do there going forward. Also, Mac Hollins is set to be a free agent as well. I could actually see Mac Hollins wanting to go back to Buffalo. I feel like he definitely had a bigger impact this past year than Amari Cooper did for that team. And I could see him kind of taking like a cheaper deal to stay in Buffalo. And I'm sure if you asked the majority of Bills fans, I think they would rather have Mac Hollins than Amari Cooper. But Bills fans, let me know. Would you rather have Amari Cooper or Mac Hollins? But yeah, man, besides their pending wide receivers, I really think they need to address their defense as well. There have been some small rumors of potentially the Bills being in the Myles Garrett sweepstakes, maybe the Micah Parsons sweepstakes. I'm not sure if the Cleveland Browns would trade Myles Garrett to another AFC team, but it's not common for a Myles Garrett player to be available like he's going to be available this offseason. Just a generational talent pass rusher, and you have your guy in Josh Allen, so you just have to go for it. You're kind of right there. Like, you made the AFC Championship a year ago. If you add Myles Garrett, if you have a pretty good draft again, who knows? Maybe you could be able to make a Super Bowl berth. You never know. And if the Browns aren't willing to budge on Myles Garrett, then I would really strongly have some serious conversations with Jerry Jones regarding Micah Parsons. I feel like that could work really, really well in Buffalo. And I feel like you definitely wouldn't have to give as much to the Cowboys as you would to the Cleveland Browns. So either way, I think the Bills should try to be aggressive this offseason. I really do. Jair Alexander is also reportedly on the trade block. I know he has his fair share of injuries over the years for sure. Definitely an injury-prone player, but if the price is right, why not add him? You know, why not? You've had success with that before in the past of acquiring a former Packers DB and Micah Hyde. Why not do it again with Jair Alexander? When he's playing, when he's healthy, in my opinion, he's one of the best corners in the NFL. So any help that Bills defense can get to eventually take them over the edge, over the Chiefs, I'm all for it. And I'm sure Bills fans would agree with that. But you let me know what you think they should do this upcoming offseason. And do you think the Shakir deal is a good deal? Let me know in the comments below. If you made it this far, please subscribe and like the vid. It'd help out your boy a ton. That's all I got for right now. Peace.
Amaro's going to go back to the huddle and look at all of his teammates and go, my bad. Well, they know it's your bad. Everybody, even the offensive linemen, they saw you were open and you dropped the pass that was right to you. But, hey, that's the way it goes. You know, you got to keep the confidence up. I think he will, and I'm sure the football will find its way towards him again.
The Jets on a quest for their third straight scoring drive here, Phil. They've been having their way with that defense on these last few possessions.
Well, let me say this, Jim, it's not that easy to score points in the NFL, not the way they're making it look, and they're confident, they look like they're fast, they're fresh, they're rested. It's been fun to watch.
First down on the way. Out of the shotgun formation. Can't hold on here as this goes incomplete.
All you have to do is watch the head of the receiver. When they drop footballs, usually it's because you can see their head move the other way before the football gets there. That's what happened this time, and it's a drop pass.
And the catch by Alfred Morris.
The Jets, that time, they can't get big yards, but the throw and catch picks up a few, and his third down's much easier with this situation.
The Jets from the 37. And Curley's got it on a pass, had some heat on it. The Jets signal for the timeout, and they have none remaining. Set up now at the 37. This play set up by the long gainer. Snap it out of the gun. And Curley's got it This will most likely be the final play before the half ends. Throws it in the end zone. Touchdown. Getting close to the half, and they're giving their opponents a lot to talk about in the locker room.